While Mojang is attempting to bridge the gap between all versions of Minecraft, certain things within the Java Edition and the Bedrock Edition stand out more than others. As both versions of the game continue to be developed for players around the world, many individuals find themselves asking if they should hop to the other version of the game. As similar as they are, the various versions of Minecraft are also quite different, from hits such as playing across multiple consoles and devices, and misses like lack of certain items. The debate to switch to another version of the game is completely understandable. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Java Edition and the Bedrock Edition of Minecraft and tell you which one you should play. So without any further ado, let's just get right into it. For the beginning of this video, we might as well get to the biggest upside to play the Bedrock Edition out of the way. Since the release of the Better Together update, players who play on the Bedrock Edition of the game have all been able to play together, regardless of what platform they're on. An upcoming Bedrock Edition for the Nintendo Switch will be released in due time, while players on Sony platforms have no confirmed upcoming release. Because the Bedrock Edition is consistent between all platforms, this means that whatever changes happen on one platform will happen on the other. Therefore, an understanding of the game and its mechanics will transfer whether you're playing on your console, your phone, or your computer. Jumping between all the different versions of the game can be quite frustrating when you're attempting to understand various different mechanics, and for this reason, the Bedrock Edition of the game helps a lot. Another benefit of Bedrock Edition is that if you'd rather use a keyboard and mouse or a controller, these options are all present between all versions of the Bedrock Edition, whether you're on your phone, computer, or a console. But what if you like to customize your world or playstyle? Do you like amplified worlds, large biome, custom flat worlds, hardcore mode, completely customized worlds? Well, then the Java Edition might be your cup of tea instead. Currently, Bedrock Edition is lacking all of the listed options. For those of you who enjoy playing on a Minecraft world that isn't your average setup, Bedrock Edition might seem frustrating to you. On top of that, when customizing your world preferences, being able to see your coordinates is considered a cheat, something that the Java edition of the game just flat out allows with the F3 menu. While that's a minor point, in my opinion, it's still noteworthy. If you like using specific Java edition resource packs or mods, then you may be out of luck entirely as well. Currently, you are not able to add custom resource packs or mods to the Bedrock edition of the game. However, you can purchase resource packs and things similar from the Minecraft store. It should be noted that if you purchase anything from the Minecraft store, it can be found on all Bedrock versions that you own, provided that you're using the same Xbox Live account to log in. Another potential downside to the Bedrock edition of the game is the lack of various items and abilities. Items such as minecarts with furnaces, shields, and spectral arrows are all currently missing. As you can expect, because shields are missing from the game, the combat is just not the same as in the Java editions, thankfully. Currently, you can only dual-wield maps. There isn't an attack cooldown, there isn't a sweeping sword attack, nothing. The current Java edition combat mechanics are not present in any way in the Bedrock edition of the game. For some players, the lack of the current combat model may be a positive, as it is for me. For others, it may be negative. Another small gripe pertains to commands. When you're using the fill command in the Bedrock edition, as an example, hitting the tab key does not fill in the blanks with the appropriate coordinates. On top of this, some commands are just flat out missing. In other cases, however, the Bedrock edition has some commands that are specific to its version that the Java edition doesn't have at all. Either way, both editions are missing something here. Another extremely obvious difference is the lack of consistency within Redstone between the two versions of the game. Currently, for lack of a better explanation, the Bedrock edition of the game's Redstone is broken, completely. Basic Redstone circuits and ideas that work in the Java edition of the game can sometimes be found not working in the Bedrock version at all. An absolutely crazy example of Redstone being broken in the Bedrock edition of the game is when you place Redstone over pistons facing outwards. The Redstone link is not broken and it will not pop off, as opposed to the Java edition's mechanics. There's also a lot of instances where redstone next to a block won't cause a piston to trigger in the same way that it will with the Java edition. In the state that it currently is in, redstone in the Bedrock edition of the game is very confusing. Go into working with redstone in this version blind. Almost nothing you know in the Java edition will translate over completely. So there is one more thing I want to cover. Another major gripe for players may be the fact that there are less dedicated servers for this version of the game. The Java edition is way more reliable in finding an interesting server to play on, while the Bedrock edition of the game is harder to find more servers for as there's less than 5 of them. While they do exist, they can be difficult to find. If you're a player who enjoys customizing your world, using commands, working with Redstone, or having a customized play experience entirely, and you already have an understanding of the Java edition of the game, maybe just stick with that. If you want to play with friends who have a different preference of platform, and you don't know much about Redstone in Java, and you don't really use mods or resource packs, the Bedrock edition of the game could easily have you covered. Either way, it's up to you to decide. So other than that, that just about does it for me for now. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like on it, because it would really help out myself and Mike, the channel, and the video quite a lot. But anyways guys, I hope you all enjoyed. My name is Ant Venom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.